おや、気づきましたか。陸殿も好き者にござるな。
I'm sure you've seen this meme float around here and there on the internet. But have you ever wondered where it's from? It's from an anime called Arakawa Under the Bridge. Let's talk about it. The story follows Ko Ichinomiya, a 22-year-old business genius who already is the head of several companies and the future heir of the giant Ichinomiya Corporation. His family lineage has one rule that is passed down from one generation to another: never be indebted to anyone. And this is not just some friendly family motto. It's an iron law that must always be upheld with no exception. When Ko was just 3 years old, his father, who is the current head of the Ichinomiya Corporation, forced him to pay his debt back of taking care of him when he was just an infant. You know, things like feeding him with a bottle of milk, changing his diapers, and making him burp until his tummy doesn't hurt anymore. After this gruesome experience, Ko promised himself that he will never be indebted to anyone ever again. One day, as he was crossing a bridge, he was ambushed by some local kids who stole his pants and put them high up on a pillar. While trying to retrieve them, a mysterious lady offered her help, but he obviously declined it. Suddenly, the pillar broke and dragged him down into the river.
I am under the water. Please help me.
Just when he thought this was the end of him, the mysterious lady jumped in and saved his life. When Ko got back to his senses, he wasn't happy at all. I think most of you understand why. He realized that from now on, every time he breathes, every time he blinks, every time he eats, and every time he reaches a giant achievement in his life, it will all lead back to the fact that this was only possible because she saved his life right now. After Ko realizes that she lives under the bridge in a shabby shed, he tries to repay his debt by offering her a large sum of money and an expensive house, but she declines it immediately. After begging long enough and hyperventilating, Nino, the mysterious lady, admits that there is only one thing that she wants from him. It's to experience love with her. Love? Wait, is this a romance anime? Wait, I'm not trying to rile up all the romance weebs here. I'm sure that genre is so popular because of the captivating plotlines, the masterfully constructed dialogues, and the emotionally satisfying payoffs, and not because horny viewers think that the female protagonist looks hot. But the strength of Arakawa Under the Bridge does not lie in romance anyway. It lies in comedy. Making someone laugh, especially when you intend it, is by far one of the hardest emotions to pull off. And I don't mean the short breathing out of your nose thing you do when you are slightly amused. When I say laugh, I mean actually opening your mouth and laughing out loud. Yet, Arakawa Under the Bridge manages to do exactly that. How? There are two major reasons for it, starting with every damn character in this show has their own unique style, motivation, personality traits, and a fitting backstory that makes them stand out from one another. For example, after Ko accepted to be Nino's lover, she told him that he still needs the chief's approval to actually move in with her. A chief, you say? If we follow the classic anime trope, then it must be some old white dude with greyish hair and a beard who is most likely already balding. And this was Ko's first reaction when he met him. Wait a minute, the chief is a kappa, a creature in Japanese mythology that is often depicted of having a body of a turtle with scaly skin and a beak-like mouth. The same creature known for the ability to grab and pull people into the water and are said to be particularly fond of cucumbers and drowning children. The same creature and it's just a random dude in a costume pretending to be a kappa. If this character does not tickle your pickle, then how about Sister? A British ex-soldier, cross-dressing nun, suffering from heavy and constant paranoia, who runs the church under the bridge, who from the looks of it has a crush on Maria. Who is Maria, you ask? Maria is an ex-assassin who is a sadistic bitch that gets off from picking and humiliating on people around her, especially on Sister. Then there is Hoshi, a failed musician who always wears a star-shaped mask and has a crush on Nino. When he gets depressed, he calls himself a starfish and wears his mask backwards. And my personal favorite, Whitey, who left his family 6 years ago because he randomly decided to dedicate the rest of his life only walk on white lines. If he ever touches the ground without being on a white surface, he will punish himself by marrying a white Cornish. Of course there are more characters than the one I just mentioned, but I don't want to spoil them all. So let's talk about the other important part that makes this anime so funny. Ridiculous, bizarre, odd, over the top, wacky, silly, unpredictable. All of those words come close to describing the humor of Arakawa Under the Bridge, but none of them truly catch the essence of it. If I had to use a sentence, I would say, what the f did I just watch? If I had to use another anime as a reference, I would say Gintama-like. One of the characters, Hoshi, is even voiced by the same guy as Gintoki. Let me give you just a small taste how ridiculous some of the episodes are. In one of the episodes, there's a character called Stella. Stella is like a 12-year-old girl who's very fond of Sister because he raised her in his orphanage back in England. One day, she was super happy because she received a gift from Sister. Apparently, the gift was a what? And Stella was super happy because according to her, Sister finally sees her as a real woman and not just as a child. Luckily for us and the monetization of this video, it was just a bulletproof vest. Anyhow, she decided to cook something for Sister as a thank you gift. But there was something crucial that Stella didn't know yet, until Hoshi told her right now. Sister has a crush on Maria. When Stella heard this devastating news, her heart froze for a second and she got a really depressing look on her face. To comfort Stella, Ko reached out his hand and placed it gently on her shoulder. Now, here's a quiz for you. What do you think will happen in the next scene? A. She's going to cry and hug Ko. B. She will pretend that it didn't affect her and say, I don't mind. C. She will slap Ko and scream, Baka, don't touch me. And here is the result. She transforms into Kenshiro from the Fist of the North Star, body slams Ko into the ground and decided to kill Maria so only she can have Sister. And this is just one of many examples how ridiculous this anime can be. And let's just say you didn't find this funny at all. If the humor didn't catch your eye, then the animation will. The animation of this 13-year-old anime can easily rival with 90% of the current running shows, which is not surprising at all after you find out that Studio Shaft made it. You know, the studio that is responsible for making one of the most visually stunning thirst traps / waifu simulator shows in the history of anime, the Monogatari series. You can feel the massive effort that Studio Shaft put into the animation of this anime, which elevates the humor by a factor of 1000. Does every single scene look like the new Bleach season? No. But every time when the punchline has to land, it lands. Not only does the animation and the details skyrocket in those moments, Studio Shaft proved that they also mastered the art of comedic timing. Additionally, there are many non-comedic segments where the animators let their creative juices just flow. Short, but visually stunning segments that are spread through the whole anime. Even if there was an episode that didn't make you laugh, experiencing those art snippets alone makes it worthwhile. And never leaves you with a feeling that you just wasted 20 minutes of your time, just like with this YouTube video. In the end of the day, it's important to recognize that humor in anime, just like any other form of comedy, is subjective. Different people find different things funny, and that's okay. What's important is that we respect each other's differences and appreciate the diverse range of humor that anime has to offer. Wait. Who wrote this corny garbage? Oh yeah, I forgot. Subscribe for more.